We're just cleaning out stuff from our house, doing some, you know, spring cleaning in the summer. I guess it's still technically spring actually. And it's raining now. So nice. My phone's wet. Hello, welcome back to episode number 167 of this vlog. I guess I should start calling it a vlog. Today is very cloudy, as you can tell, and I'm wearing a big jacket. It's not because it's cold, it's not really cold. You'll see why I'm wearing this jacket. That's the worst. Having to not ride your board when you brought a board because the floor sucks. Anyway, I'll see you guys where I get when I'm going. Where I get when I'm going. God, am I an idiot? Do I even know English? Today's video is going to be about something that I kind of mentioned yesterday. Why intermissions are awful. First, let me get this straight. If you're watching a movie that's 3 hours long, or maybe 3 hours long. Blade Runner 2049 was like 2 hours and 49 minutes long. There was no intermission in that. I didn't have a problem with it. Yesterday, I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey. There was an intermission in that. I get that when it came out, movies were often shorter, but now movies are very normally about 2.5 hours long. So I think that, I don't know, maybe you remove the intermission, and I get that that's not the original way that it was experienced, but I hate intermissions. Here, I'll give you an example of when an intermission is okay. If you are watching a movie as long as Google said The Incredibles 2 is, which was, I think, about 3 hours and 58 minutes, it's not that long. It's like an hour 20, maybe 2 hours. But if you're watching a 4-hour movie, I can understand an intermission. Any other time, not really. Did The Godfather have an intermission in it when it was in theaters? I don't know actually. So, but here's my argument against intermissions. Something that I think has to do with the storytelling of the movie. And I think that intermissions could be used in an effective way, but I think that intermissions or any break in film or TV or anything like that can be very detrimental depending on where they are placed. If you are talking about TV more commonly, because that's where you'll see breaks in things more often, is when you're watching TV, so with a movie or TV show, you know? If you're watching that and there's a commercial break, like an intermission, I don't know what the actual definition of an intermission is, but it's basically the same. Say there is an action sequence. Now, if you have this intermission, a lot of times they use it as sort of a cliffhanger, which sure, a cliffhanger can be a good thing, but I think that a lot of times it is exaggerated or it's not effective. It actually makes it worse because you're just chopping up the emotion that you would have. So you have this big emotional buildup and then it cuts off and they think, oh, this emotional buildup it's gonna pent up a little bit more and it's gonna be like a cliffhanger. You're gonna be so enthused and excited for when it comes back. But no, most of the time you come back and you've lost all care that you had for what was happening. If someone was, say, getting mugged or whatever, you might still care that that character's getting mugged, but you don't have that same emotional attachment to it as you did before. Dude, this humidity is like making my hair really frizzy and I'm not a fan. I'll correct myself. I may have worded some things in a way that might have been less effective or not have displayed my thoughts in the way that I'm thinking them. An intermission is usually a terrible thing. Intermissions are bad. intermissions can be good, or they can be not so bad, you know? I think in 2001 it wasn't terrible. I think breaking it up, I was not a fan of having to wait for 15 minutes in the theater for the movie to start back up. You had the musical kind of introducing you into the emotion of the scene when it came back, so that was effective. So to conclude this short video, and it's short because I've spent all day organizing, literally till like 5 o'clock, I just want to say, if you're a filmmaker, if you're making stuff for TV, either use your intermissions or breaks effectively, or don't use them. I get that if you're making things for TV that you have to have this break and it kind of forces you to use it, but you're in a creative space, so maybe kind of try to get creative with it. Don't use it, think that it just becomes a cliffhanger, because that's not how it works. You have to make it work.